I thank the gentlelady for yielding. Mr. Speaker, I rise in strong support of S. 2382. As the author of the National Cyber Director Act, I commend Senators Portman and Peters for offering this important legislation to clarify the authorities of this new office. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Cybersecurity is the national and economic security challenge of the 21st century. For 30 years, we have been increasing the number of connected devices, processes, and services connected to the Internet at an exponential rate. We can now instantly communicate with people half a world away and use data repositories to drive advances in medicine, clean energy, and commerce. Yet, with this connectivity comes vulnerability. And for those 3 decades, the United States has struggled to develop a coherent cybersecurity strategy and to implement it to better protect the country in cyberspace. Well, we've seen the results of this failure in breaches ranging from the devastating, that's the tens of billions of dollars in damage caused by, for example, NotPetya, to the mundane, as companies fend off daily cyber probes. Just in the last half-century, we have witnessed the Russian government target us through ransomware attacks, through SolarWinds, the Chinese government break into instances of Microsoft Exchange Server, and criminals wreak havoc on the Colonial Pipeline and JBS and customers at Kaseya through ransomware attacks. And we are not where we need to be. Congress recognized this fact in 2018 when it created the Cyberspace Solarium Commission, a distinguished body that I had the privilege of being appointed to by Speaker Pelosi. Through a year of deliberation, we developed a strategy of layered cyber deterrence and more than 80 recommendations to make that strategy a reality. Those recommendations run the gamut from changes to our military to regulations on private companies. But underlying all of them is the recognition that the U.S. government itself is still not organized for success. Now enter the National Cyber Director. This key recommendation called for a Senate-confirmed leader within the Executive Office of the President with the policy and budgetary authority to develop a national strategy, oversee its implementation, and coordinate response to significant cyber incidents. With the help of Congressman Gallagher, the Solarium Commission's co-chair, and through the leadership of Chairwoman Carolyn Maloney and her staff, my National Cyber Director Act made it into last year's NDAA. Earlier this month, the President had appointed and the Senate confirmed our inaugural National Cyber Director, my fellow Solarium Commission member, Chris Inglis, to take office as the first director. Chris's confirmation represents nothing less than a sea change in how the government will coordinate cyberspace policy. Once this office is fully staffed up, there will be a well of expertise within the White House to ensure that the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, sector risk management agencies, the United States Cyber Command, the intelligence community, and all the other disparate elements of the government are working in concert to improve our cybersecurity. However, the Office of National Cyber Director is very much a startup at the moment. While we will be voting on a full budget for this office later this week, including, I hope, an amendment to provide the full $25 million a year-long appropriation recommended by the Solarium Commission, we can't wait until the full fiscal year 2022 budget is passed to get Director Inglis on his feet and up and running. After all, our adversaries certainly aren't constrained by our budgetary calendar. So in drafting the bill, we anticipated that the NCD might need to call upon the personnel, facilities, or services of the federal departments and agencies, with the permission, of course. However, there seems to be some ambiguity within the White House about whether this includes the ability of the office to accept the services of non-reimbursable detailees. While I think the language and the congressional intent of the original statute are quite clear, this bill should clear up any misunderstandings once and for all. By explicitly authorizing non-reimbursable detailees, this legislation will help Director Inglis get a staff and guard in place to ensure he and his successors can take advantage of the expertise resident at the various agencies that contribute to our success in cyberspace. So, Mr. Speaker, let me again thank Senators Portman and Peters and Chairwoman Maloney for moving so quickly to address this urgent issue. Congress has already shown tremendous support for this nascent office, and I think the speed at which this bill moves is a testament to our commitment to its success. With that, I urge all of my colleagues to support S.R. 2382, and I yield back the balance.